As an order dedicated to upholding peace and justice, and committed to a code that encouraged self-discipline, responsibility, and service to the public, one may think that the use of Jedi mind tricks violated the Jedi Code, and was an abuse of the Force by those committed to the light. The use of this Force power by the Jedi is also questionable when one considers that it was used primarily against the weak-minded. But the use of Jedi mind tricks was a topic significantly questioned and carefully considered by the Jedi, wherein strong rules of conduct were implemented into the instruction of new Jedi on the use of this ability. In this video expose, I will explain why the Jedi were permitted to use mind tricks, and describe the rules that were adopted by the Order to ensure that this Force ability was not misused or evolve into one of its dark side variants. On a spectrum of abilities that allowed a Force user to influence the thoughts and mind of another individual, the Jedi mind trick, otherwise known as Force persuasion, was the least invasive and caused the minimal amount of coercion. Jedi would use the ability, usually on an individual who was weak-minded, to influence their target's perception of a situation, or to make their mind open to suggestion so as to get them to reveal information. The main reason why Jedi were allowed to use mind tricks was that it allowed them to settle matters and achieve solutions in a non-violent manner. But the use of the mind trick by the Jedi was an ethical and moral issue for them, as it violated one's conscience and free will. Therefore, in order to create the least amount of hardship, the Jedi adopted rules of use for the ability. Jedi could not use mind tricks to achieve personal gain or when bargaining. Further, Jedi were encouraged to use the ability when it had the result of serving the greater good. Primarily then, mind tricks were only to go so far as persuasion and influence, and not achieve full control of the target's mind. These rules were taught to Jedi early in their training. As part of their instruction on the use of mind tricks, young Jedi were made aware of the fact that they needed to be mindful when using the technique, and taught that the ability should be used with caution, as it could result in ruining the life of their target. Jedi Master and High Council member Yariel Poof, a master of the ability, warned his students that using mind tricks could have permanent negative consequences on those it was used upon, thereby making it dangerous and even potentially fatal. Further, it was stressed by Master Poof that it should only be utilized by a Jedi who was competent in their skills and in control of their abilities. The mind trick utilized by the Jedi paled in comparison to the invasiveness and effects of the ability's dark side variants. For example, the dark side equivalent to the Jedi mind trick was mind control, which achieved complete control of the target's mind. Additionally, dark side users who did not act with the same restraint as Jedi could use another dark side variant known as Force Corrupt. This power allowed the Force user to force their targets to act as they wanted them to, coercing the individual to carry out the Force user's desired ends. The use of mind tricks by the Jedi fell significantly short of these more invasive abilities, and coupled with the rules set out by the Order, ensured the ability was used to persuade and not control, to help the Jedi carry out the tenets of the Jedi Code in non-violent ways. So there we have it, how the Jedi were permitted to use mind tricks on the weak. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions? Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. If not for me, for the greater good.